The Windflow 12 is now bigger, softer, and more padded underfoot. So is it really a cheap alternative to the Vomero Plus? And should you think about picking up the Windflow 11 while it's still on sale as the best budget option on the market? So when we look at the Windflow 12 first, we've got 41 mils of cushion in the rear foot, 31 on the forefoot, giving you a 10 mil drop. So that's 6 mils of extra cushion under your heel and under your forefoot compared to what we saw in the previous version. That they do both have the same Cushlon 3.0 cushioning in the midfoot, but it feels so different underfoot when you're walking and when you're running in it. But before that, on top of the shoe, it's completely new as well. We've a brand new engineered mesh on top. We have a much bigger platform, meaning that we've got much more space in the toe box, so it's a very accommodating compared to a slightly tapered fit in the Windflow 11. It's got a nice lockdown on top, and we've got a slightly bigger heel counter and a slightly bigger depth on the heel cup in the shoe as well. So those of you that need a better lockdown there, you're going to enjoy the Windflow 12. And as we move down the shoe, it has the Cushlon 3.0 in the midsole, and this version is very soft underfoot, so we had a slightly firmer feel in the Windflow 11, which gives you a better ground contact feel, whereas with the Windflow 12, it's packed with extra density, softer cushioning, and it's slightly on the mushy side of things. So if you really enjoy a soft, pillow-like feel when you first put on a shoe and you're walking around, a little bit of bounce to it, but really more of a softness focus overall, then you'll enjoy the Windflow 12. They have added lots of stability features to try and counteract the softness of this shoe. So first of all, they've got a much broader base underneath the shoe compared to what we see in the Windflow 11. Roughly it's about 1 to 1.5 centimeters wider throughout the whole length of the shoe, meaning that you get more contact with the ground, making the shoe inherently more stable. They've got a huge amount of sole flare, especially on the outer aspect of the forefoot. That means that it's going to be a better option for those of you with higher arches with supination needs. It's not an ideal option if you're someone who's got a flatter foot or you need some form of arch support, as all of the support primarily comes on the outside of the shoe, and we've got loads of sole flare either side of where your heel sits in the shoe. It almost creates a slight crash pad underneath the heel, so it's really good at absorbing vibration and impact when you initiate contact with the ground, and it's got a relatively nice heel bevel at the back of the shoe and quite an aggressive forefoot rocker. So much more toe spring than what we see in the Windflow 11. Toe spring is where your toes are held in slight extension inside the shoe. Not ideal for those of you who have sensitivity around the big toe joint, especially considering that even though it has lots more padding underneath the foot, it's also quite a flexible shoe on the forefoot, whereas we had lots of stiffness and rigidity in the Windflow 11. So those of you who preferred that protection and stiffness in the Windflow 11, not there in the 12, even though it's got a lot more cushioning underneath your foot, so it sounds slightly counterintuitive. Whereas with the Nike Vomero Plus, you get the Zoom X cushioning, which is their softest, bouncier, more premium cushioning. So rather than sinking into the shoe and getting a slightly softer feel that we get in the Windflow 12, with the Vomero Plus, it bounces you right back out again. It's got a nice aggressive forefoot rocker like we see in the Windflow 12, but that Zoom X cushioning is just a completely different premium feel underfoot. It doesn't have as wide as a toe box as we see in the Windflow 12, so it's slightly snugger fit in the Vomero Plus, which can provide some difficulty for people who have a wider foot. Now, when it comes to use cases for all three shoes, let's start off with the Windflow 11 first. This was a great option if you wanted a firmer feeling shoe that's relatively steady on the foot for a neutral option, one for walking, but also for those easier runs and shorter runs. 5 to 10k is probably where it sits optimally. It was a slightly lighter option than the Windflow 12, but it still wasn't the lightest on the market. So not necessarily a racing shoe, but for a budget shoe, an entry-level shoe, or a shoe that's to use at the gym is an excellent option. The Windflow 12 comes in as a softer, higher platform with a broad-based support and more space in the toe box. So I think it's fitting more into a window of a lifestyle shoe, in addition to being a shoe for those easy miles or recovery miles, if you're happy to have a neutral shoe, or if you're one of those unique people who have a higher arch and need a lot of supination support. This is going to really fit in well with you. Then when we compare the Windflow 12 to the Nike Vomero Plus, it is a bouncier shoe, springier. For a max cushion shoe, it can actually do some early upstage tempo workouts. It can do up to marathon distance running without any problems. It's slightly a narrow platform and it's got lots of stack under your foot, so it's slightly less stable underfoot than what we see in the broad base of the Windflow 12. So if you're looking about where you're going to put your money, if you want that firmer feel and a very cheap option now while they're still in stock, the Windflow 11. If you're looking for a softer lifestyle shoe, then we look towards the Windflow 12, and still I think it's probably worth spending that extra bit of money if you're looking for a more premium option from a max stack shoe in the Vomero Plus. But a very interesting update on the Windflow 12. It's a little bit of a shame, I think, that they didn't stick to that lower stack, firmer ground feel, as that's becoming less and less common in the market, as we've seen multiple brands change their affordable model to more of a max stack shoe as well. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Which one are you going to pick up? What's your thoughts on the latest update? And if you enjoy these type of shoe reviews, we've got a monthly newsletter if you want to sign up in the description below. And if you watch the channel regularly but haven't subscribed, please do, as a single thing that you can do for free that makes the biggest difference to the channel.